I'm very glad we didn't hike this mountain. That would have been way in over my head. 200-mile-per-hour winds recorded here. You gotta be kidding me. They should put that as like a warning before you even drive up. This is dangerous. Hello, good morning everyone, all my viewers. Hello, good morning viewers. Today we're doing Mount Washington first, the high point of New Hampshire. Got our nice first day of school pamphlet here. The audio tour, that'll be nice. Just directions. Oh yeah. We got the cool bumper sticker I've always seen people have. This car, why is it upside down? This car climbed Mount Washington. That'd be a total meme to put on the car. There's like an honorary certificate. Yeah, I'm not pulling it out, that's cringy.
The Mount Washington Auto Road welcomes you to the heart of the White Mountains and your adventure on the Northeast's highest peak. You are about to embark on a journey that will do more than just take you to the highest summit in the Northeast. You are going to the birthplace of legends, following up a path that leads through time and winds its way through woods, wind, and weather. Your driving time to the top will be approximately 25 minutes, and this tour will help you understand a lot more about the remarkable views and amazing things that have happened here since the road opened to the public in 1861. The creation of our road to the sky all began back in 1853 when the New Hampshire legislature granted a charter to General David Macomber to build the 8-mile road to the summit. It was a challenging task he set for himself, to say the least, but he had a vision. See, the White Mountains were beginning to gain a reputation as a destination resort, with grand hotels catering to wealthy travelers for the summer season. His path to the top of New England would surely be the high point of any visit to the North Country. And your presence here today confirms just how right he was. Anyway, one of the first of these grand hotels was the Glen House, which was located at the base area from which you began your climb. This hotel and 3 others burned to the ground over the years, around the turn of the century and after, though the base area is still referred to as the Glen, as it always has been. As you continue upward, you will begin to notice startling changes to the vegetation. Nearer to the bottom is a typical northeastern hardwood forest composed of maple, oak, birch, and beech trees. Further on, you'll see fewer hardwoods and more evergreens like balsam fir and spruce. And more significantly, these trees are diminishing greatly in size as the combination of wind, cold, and scarcity of proper soil create a difficult growing environment. As your journey takes you further up the mountainside, notice it has begun to get a bit cooler and that the trees continue to get smaller. As the road goes on to its height of more than a mile in the sky, 6,288 feet to be exact, the climate changes with it, eventually reaching the equivalent temperature one may find 600 miles north of here in the Arctic tundra region. Just think of it, in the distance of just a few miles upward, you've now traveled from the more familiar hardwood forest of our region through the Krummholz to an area more like that of Alaska and Greenland. In the last century, just the novelty of being here was enough to inspire whole books. One famous writer in the mid-1800s, T. Starr King, had this to say about the mountain's various climates.
I send you a greeting this morning from the cupola of New Hampshire. If perchance you are suffering from the heat when this missive reaches you, let your eyes cool themselves by reading that just outside the tip-top house, the mercury is at 34 degrees. The ride from the glen was very easy. We rose indeed by climate as well as ridges. It was July at the base, late September on the ledge, and November at the apex.
August 31st, 1899, an unlikely little vehicle looking like a horse-drawn buggy without the horse became the first motor car to climb the mountain. As noted in Flora Stanley's account of the adventure, their journey received more laughter than laurels, as motor vehicles were still a virtually unknown sight to the general public. The amazed responses of the folks in each village they passed through, combined with the success of the Mount Washington ascent, proved the value of this well-conceived publicity stunt. But few realized that Stanley's vehicle was the first of many that would follow, and that a new age had begun. Be sure to stop at the historic Summit Stage Office, which is where the observers huddled while measuring the world's highest recorded wind, 231 miles per hour in 1934. You won't have any trouble recognizing which building it is. It's the one that's chained to the ground. If your headlights are on, be sure to turn them off before exploring the summit. You should be coming to the summit pretty soon, so save the rest of this tour for when you begin the trip back down. Enjoy yourself at the top of New England.
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. Oh, more fog. I'm guessing I parked the car, I can't tell. You guys want to see over the rocks? Wow, isn't that pretty? Let's get a view, shall we? Man, check out that skyline. I think I can see Maine from here.
And I was picking a guy up to Buffalo from Wilkes-Barre.
I'm very glad we didn't hike this mountain. That would have been way in over my head. 200-mile-per-hour winds recorded here. You gotta be kidding me. They should put that as like a warning before you even drive up. This is dangerous. Boom, Edgar, you did it. Yay. Now I just gotta figure out where to put the thing. See, I can't put it over here. This is the Edgar's Sumerian Shrine. So as you can see, there used to be one here. It's not there anymore. That one's falling apart as well. So out of respect, we'll just put it over here. Oh, already messed it up. See what this certificate says. A master of the mountain, and certifies that I have ascended Mount Washington, highest peak in the northeastern United States, by driving to its 6,300-foot summit over the 8-mile-long Mount Washington carriage road overlooking the presidential range of the White Mountains of New Hampshire. You hear that, Jaren? I'm a master of the mountain. Before we leave, I want to show you guys the sheer amount of trash that has been collected in this car. Now, mind you, I've had times when I've been able to, throw trash away, but not in the past couple weeks, that's for sure. Anyway, here it is. So you have, your waters down here. You save some space. This is the dirty side for sure. This isn't even giving it justice. There it is. It's filled to the top. You see the height? Right here up. Right here down. Starting at this trash can all the way over full of trash. But you keep it tidy right here for the waters. That's the only clean space. I sleep right here, by the way. Cool, so now we have driven to, trying to change up my transition phrases when I start clips. Now we have driven to Madison Boulder, as Atlas Obscurus so poetically calls it, a very big rock in New Hampshire. That's real inviting, the sound of bloodhounds howling in the distance. I'm working on developing my comedy show. I'm gonna try out one of my jokes on you guys, tell me how it goes. What do you call an energetic, blood-sucking leech? A frantic. Snaps, please. Yeah, you hear that? It's getting there. Now here's, relative to normal, an average size rock, maybe a bit bigger than normal. And then here's T-Rex. Alright, one more. What do you call it when you spend more than enough time at the Madison Boulder? A huge waste of time. Back to warm environments. It's 80 degrees outside and humidity is the way it is, and the AC's not working in the car, and I haven't showered in like 4 days. Anyway, we're here at Lake Winnipesaukee. I love saying that name. Lake Winnipesaukee! I don't have any service, but I think online said they're like it's the biggest lake in New Hampshire. Something along those lines. And we're here at Cary Beach, which I hope feeds into it. So let's go see it. And hopefully people on the beach don't think I'm recording them, because I'm getting that vibe every time I'm going to the lake. Maybe I should start recording people. Feels better outside than it does in the car. There's your perspective. Wish the AC worked. Haha. Well, that was just too fun. Now I'm gonna go take a shower at a truck stop, and I've learned my lesson the first time. I'm gonna use the hopefully 2 towels they give me to cover the presumably watery, herpes infested floor. And then if I'm not given the towels or given the towels back at the same place people are wait to be seated for their food, then I'm gonna be pretty disappointed. Here in the very hot part of New Hampshire, doing this last thing on the list, the swinging bridge before we go off to Maine. And it's only like 4:30, so I'm assuming the drive's not going to take that long. So I may need to play Pokemon Go for a few hours to pass the time. Or just make noise, some sort of word formation, as if the heat's not really here and it's cold again. Just keep making noise, just keep making sound until the heat goes away. I mean, it kind of moves. More like a trampoline bridge than a swinging bridge. It's pretty forgettable, honestly. I may just be really bitter because it's hot outside, but yeah, no. Alright, well, that concludes New Hampshire. Thanks for watching. Hello. It's a couple hours, by a couple I mean like 5 or 6 hours later. I'm on like the northeast side of New Hampshire, starting on Maine tomorrow, about 30 minutes out of, was this the Wiggly Bridge we're doing tomorrow, first thing. Yeah, and it's been a pretty productive afternoon. I'd say I played some Pokemon Go, walked around New Hampshire a bit, watched a couple Ask Alexandria videos, got me reinvigorated to really get this band thing going. Cause I've mentioned that to friends and family, but I don't know. Like, obviously, professional jobs, I've applied to those. I mean, like, I couldn't sit here and describe to you guys the process I've done with that stuff. I went, like last October, I went to New York to try and get a job. Applied to so many positions, and nothing's coming up. And I'm fine with that because I just have a lot more fun doing music and traveling, and I'm showing myself that I can go out on the road, sleep in a car for a month at a time. You do that. If you play music, you get, you're not gonna get paid for it in the beginning, like $50 maybe, but I don't know, I feel like I can really do that, so I'm trying to get that ball rolling. Anyway, rambling again. Alright, you guys have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow morning, and we'll get started on Maine. Bye.